Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're at Sidmouth, down on the South Devon coast, for the Sidmouth Classic Car Show. Now, this was only allowed to go ahead at the last minute because it's held on the cricket pitch, and we've had an awful lot of rain this week, so it was all getting a bit soggy. But thankfully we're going ahead, and we've got some great cars for you to see. And as usual, I'm going to be pulling out some of the little quirky bits to have a look at and try and tell you a little bit more about. Well, here's something you don't see every day. This is a Citroen Bijou. Now, this was based on the 2CV. It was the idea to make it more attractive to the current market. Launched in 1959. Unfortunately, it was up against the recently launched Mini, which was in fact £200 cheaper. And this really wasn't a successful car. And in fact, they only sold 211. And of course, eventually it was replaced by its own original car, which was the 2CV. Well, we know how much I love patina, and this Lotus Elan Series 4 absolutely uses it. It's a 1968 car and has been owned by the same couple since 1984, so that's 39 years. It is in really original condition, has had a lot of money spent on it mechanically, but the bodywork and that is original, and you can just see the patina oozing its way out. So they're not going to respray it, going to keep it original. And I love that because it just gives real character. It's not one of these sort of showroom fresh restorations. I think this is a really nice car. It's really lived a life and is really loved. Now, here's one of my favourite vehicles at the show, and yes, it's a transit van, and it looks just like a fantastic motorsport support vehicle back from the 1970s. You can imagine this charging around the Lombard RAC Rally, but the original engine was only a few horsepower. This one has got a Cosworth V6 out of a Ford Granada, and it looks absolutely brilliant. Lovely install, looks really good. I really like this car. The running gear has been updated with various Mark 6, 7 and 8 transit parts, so I imagine it handles fairly well on the road as in addition. I think it's a really great looking vehicle.
Historic scenes, I'll take you, I'll parade you down.
Well, this is something you don't see every day. This is a Volkswagen XL1. Now, it's creating quite a lot of interest, which is why I can't really get that close to it. But it was an experimental vehicle by Volkswagen, of which only 200 were made. As you can see, it's got gull wing doors. It's got a 2-cylinder turbo diesel engine and an electric motor as well. And between them, it has performance of 313 miles per gallon. And incredibly, it's only got a 10-litre fuel tank. So, of course, at 313 miles per gallon, you could do 600 miles on just sort of 2 gallons. And it's actually been owned by the original owner in the UK, of which there was only 26 examples sold in the UK, and it's still owned by the original owner, and there is about 10,000 miles on the clock of this one. So as you can see, really busy car, a lot of interest in this one. Now here's a Rolls-Royce you don't see every day. It is a Rolls-Royce Camargue. Now this was introduced in 1975, originally cost around £30,000, and to give you an idea what that is in real terms, it was about the same as buying 26 Minis. Now it never really hit home with the Rolls-Royce buying public, and there was only just over 500 made. And apparently back in the day, because of the slightly forward slanted grille, it had some rather unhappy comparisons with Lady Penelope's car. But overall, I think this is actually quite a stylish car. I think it's aged quite well now. But you really don't see many of them because there was only 500 made in the first place. And as the wife has just suggested, why not do something completely different? And here we have a tuk-tuk, more commonly seen on the streets of India, terrifying Western passengers. It actually has a pair of handlebars to steer it with, rather than the normal steering wheel. Obviously very Middle Eastern looking decoration there around the back. Quite a small engine in the back. I'm not quite sure the capacity. If I find out, I will drop a little note on screen for you now.
It's fun when you're in India.
I know what you're thinking. Why am I looking at TR7? Because I go for the quirky and unusual stuff. Well, this one is not a TR7, it is a TR8. So it's got the Rover V8 engine. It's one of a batch of 18 that were pre-production cars, and they were produced back in the sort of back end of 1980 and early 81. This one was actually kept in a private collection until 1984 when it was registered, which is why it's on such a late plate for a TR7 or 8. Now imagine that's probably one of the last actually registered. This one's in beautiful condition, it's been restored, it looks absolutely fantastic. Well, as a final run out, I've just got back to the car park, to the Robin Hood, and look what's next to me. You know I love patina, but look at this Austin 7. Isn't that absolutely glorious? It has got patina by the bucketful. Lovely texture there. Looks like the original seats in there as well. Look at that. It's absolutely fantastic. I just love that. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll get my finger out of the screen, there we go. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, if you could give us a subscribe, that would be absolutely... Now I've dealt with that fan who want to know more about Oscar's Garage. I've just finished off what I was saying, that subscriptions make a massive amount of difference to us. You can't believe it. We get lots of watch hours and we're way ahead of target on that. But we are struggling on subscribers, so if you could click that button down the bottom, we would be really appreciative. Until next time.